So, got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
If you could mix two different genres, what would you do?
God, that's a hard question. Um, why is that such a hard question?
I mean, a lot of my favorite cartoons are blends. Like, you have Cowboy Bebop, which is sci-fi and cowboy western, and then same thing with Trigun. It's like a western, but you've got all the sci-fi stuff as well. I was just wondering if there was one that, if you were going to make one, what would you do?
I need another one like Hanako. So I would do probably like romance. I don't know if it's considered horror though. It's not scary, but there's monsters and like little apparitions, little ghosts.
So kind of like supernatural?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just asked that because today's show we're going to be going over is Samurai Champloo, which mashes up hip-hop and samurai stuff. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So welcome to Weeb and a Half, the podcast where a dad and daughter bond over anime, argue about everything from plot twists to favorite characters, and prove that watching anime together is actually the best kind of family time. My name is Blake.
And I'm Dexi.
And this is the show. Hey everyone, welcome to the show today. So Dexi, you watch anything new?
I watched the new episodes of Hanako, like Told About Hanako-kun.
Yeah, any good?
Yeah, in the beginning, nothing was all that serious. Nothing had really fallen completely into place. You found out his backstory a bit, but that's it. But in the new one, everything's falling into place, and it's crazy going wrong.
So in other words, this story's getting a lot bigger?
Yeah.
I actually started something new. I started Death Note again, so I'll actually probably make it through completely this time. I didn't watch it all the way through the first time. When it first came out, I watched some California kids doing the dub over of the Japanese one.
So wait, dub or sub?
Yeah, he did sub. He
did
subtitles.
Just some random California kid voicing over the girls down there this.
No, he just did the, it was good. It was so long in between episodes, and then I just kind of fell out and never finished. So I was looking to see if there was anything new, any news in the anime world, and I found something that I thought you might be interested in. Did you know Lisa from Blackpink is putting out a new album?
She is?
Yep. It's called Alter Ego. But here's the cool part. She's putting out a whole manga to go with it.
You're joking.
Nope. It's in collaboration with 00 Entertainment, and the themes of her album inspire the 56-page limited edition comic, and it features artwork by Japanese artist Mino Miyabi, who actually did a bunch of the Gorillaz animation for the band The Gorillaz.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I saw that and I thought, because when you look up news...
Is it in Japanese or English or Korean?
I don't know. It's going to be out March 28th is what they were saying. So it said limited edition. So does that mean there's only going to be a few put out, or does that mean they're calling it limited edition so everyone buys it when it comes out?
I mean, considering that's Lisa and she's one of the most popular members of Blackpink, I'd say that they're making quite a few.
Because I was looking up, I was like, podcast needs a news section, where we talk about news. And I don't know if you've ever looked up just anime or manga news. All it is them talking about the anime that came out that week. And that's really about it. Nothing too crazy. Or apparently the new Dragon Ball, the Daima, or however it's called.
Daimon?
Yeah, apparently it is huge. People are loving it. It's actually one of the most streamed and highly rated anime that is on TV right now. So
that's crazy, man.
Yeah, and they're all it's Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and Super Saiyan 5 Goku, and there might be a final fusion. And I watched Dragon Ball Z when I was little, So
Yeah,
like
but
I
you
get
didn't.
a lot of the references there, but at the same time I'm like I didn't watch it enough to get super excited.
Didn't you like use like this head thing and like turn it in, like a certain direction and just stop it at a certain point to watch Dragon Ball? Because like you didn't have it.
Oh yeah, we had a big C-band satellite and we didn't actually get Cartoon Network because when they programmed in all the satellites, which is how they used to do it with satellites, before they had the ones that just sat on the side of your house and it didn't move, there were these big ones that you had that literally you would put the satellite that you wanted to go to in and it would be like and move and pick up that satellite. And when they did it, they never put in Galaxy 1, the satellite that was on. And so we had G2, which strangely had like all the music channels on there because I remember like G2 having like CMT and MTV and VH1 with those satellites. When they were moving it, you actually saw other things it was picking up as it was moving. And on the remote, you could actually cancel the move. So that was actually part of it is I saw Cartoon Network and I was all like, canceled it real quick. And then you could actually go back, like move the satellite manually. And I was able to go back and pick it up. And then I figured out how to program it in to keep it there.
How old were you when you did this?
12 or 13.
You were a smart kid.
Well, I'd had that satellite. I think they got it for my 5th birthday. And I think it was one of those to where it wasn't just necessarily hey, because I wanted to watch other types of TV because I was all into movies and TV as a kid. And they found somebody that did that. And it was one of those that, hey, we're getting this for your birthday, but, everyone seemed to enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
That was the effort that I had to put in to watch Dragon Ball Z in junior high.
And then what you did for like Death Note, just some random kid in California translating it for you.
Yeah, and I had to download each episode individually, and it was like, I guess it was high-speed internet at the time, but slow high-speed internet. It was like, so it took a while to download things. On to the main subject here. What we're talking about today is, I brought it up a couple episodes back that I'd started watching it, and we are going to talk about Samurai Champloo. Which is probably one of my favorite ones. And I just recently went back and watched all of the episodes again.
One Piece fans can't relate to that. I went back and rewatched it 3 more times, guys.
Just start with the premise here. There's Fu, a young waitress who hires 2 eccentric samurai, Mugen, a wild, unpredictable fighter, and Jin, a disciplined, reserved one, to help her find the samurai who smells of sunflowers. It takes place in an alternate version of like Edo period Japan, where there's elements of like modern hip-hop culture. Like there's episodes in there where they have like people spray painting and doing graffiti, and there's one where there's a guy
Tanjiro can't do that. He's in like, well, I guess I don't know if it's like Taisho era. I think it might be, so it might be different.
But like there's an episode where there's a guy who's trying to be like a really cool samurai guy and killing all these people. And he has like a hype man that, since there's no electricity, it's not like he has a microphone, but he's holding like the butt of a knife and is all like beatboxing. And
what?
Yeah. It's kind of funny at the same time, but they take it in a serious direction. The guy who did it is actually Shinichiro Watanabe, who did Cowboy Bebop, if you ever watched that. He has a very definitive style, and he likes mashing up different genres. There you go. Thank you.
You're welcome.
But the kind of breaking it down, there's samurai action with hip-hop flair. While it's set in a historical time period, it incorporates hip-hop influences in its music, visuals, and the overall attitude of the show. It's, episodic. It goes from one episode to another, and if you don't watch the previous ones, you could probably enjoy it, but there will be aspects that you don't understand that you'll have to have seen prior. The hip-hop influence is really cool in it. I mean, that's what kind of set it apart from all the other samurai anime they had out there. And one of the guys who does it is a guy named Nujabes. I'm not sure how he pronounced it, but he was like in charge of the whole soundtrack. So he mixes jazz, lo-fi, and hip-hop, and it's like a very lo-fi, laid-back, emotional atmosphere for the show.
That's weird, man.
Yeah, what's kind of crazy too about that is that he had been around for a while and had done different things, but this was like his breakout moment for becoming famous is doing this show.
Hmm.
And like 7 years after it came out, if not that, I can't remember how many years it was, he was in a train wreck and died. Like he died at the age of like 35. He died really young during a train wreck. So it was like he
Wow.
just got big and yeah, and all that. And then,
Fame
bam.
doesn't last long, I guess. That's sad.
Yeah. And like the cool part about the music, though, it affects a lot of the other things too, where trying to word it like when there's record scratches in the music of the whole like
Yeah.
like the show will like jitter.
That's cool.
Yeah, it doesn't just play the music to the show.
Does it like
kind
act
of
with
like
the music?
yeah, it almost like the show interacts with the music.
Cool.
Yeah, and like I said, it's really good and it's one that you could probably watch. There's one or two things in there that are kind of the fight scenes can get bloody, but
Would
they're
Mom
not,
approve of this? The way
yeah,
you
with
have to think.
well, the exception of those, I mean, there's a little bit of content matter in like a couple of episodes that would have been questionable, but there are plenty of episodes where there's not really much fighting, so there's no blood or anything. And
See, not all episodes in Tokyo Revengers they're arguing and cursing.
Yeah,
it's okay. I can watch it, please.
And there's the three main characters are the ones throughout it, and then there's other people they run into. There's not really like a main bad guy that is fighting them throughout the whole thing. But the first one is Mugen, and he's a wild card, unpredictable. He's a brawler. He was a criminal.
Oh dear.
But he's still one of the best sword fighters out there. And then you have Jin, who is very your typical samurai, quiet, doesn't say much, very disciplined. His whole thing, it's almost like a yin and yang type situation. You have the crazy, loud, boisterous criminal, and then you have the very disciplined, quiet samurai, which I guess I say samurai, but technically he is Ronin. So.
Yeah.
And then the last character who kind of is the one that the whole show's kind of centered around is Fu. And she's the one who brought them together. She's the storyteller. Like she's kind of like the one running everything. I mean, that's how the first show starts out is they both end up in a situation where they get into it and then they're both going to die and she saves their life.
So like they owe her?
Yeah. And so that's her whole thing is she's like, you owe me this. We're going to go find the samurai who smells like sunflowers. And then we can go
running around like sniffing samurai?
No. At that point too, they're
what
like,
if he switches his shampoo and he smells different? What are they going to do then?
Yeah. What am I trying to say? Completely left me here. But that was the other thing too. They kind of come to a truce and it's like, okay, well, we'll help her find the samurai. But after that, we're going to kill each other because they don't like each other. And then as a lot of shows like that go, as they
end up liking
progress,
each other.
they become friends. And at the end, that was actually one of the things. It's all like, I've never thought I would call you a friend. And I don't want to give any spoilers out, or any big parts of the story. But at the end, they do like just kind of go their own way.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of crazy how all that
bye.
Yeah.
And you can't contact them either because there's no phone. It's like, hey, can I get your number? No, you don't have those.
They all three go in a different direction and that's the end of it. But
I don't like it when stories end like that.
It's hard for me to pick a favorite character as well because Mugen is the fun one, but at the same time, Jin, his backstory is really cool and he is a badass samurai, that's not much else you can say about it.
Yeah. It's always the quiet ones that have the interesting backstories. Same thing with Demon Slayer. It's
so funny because they're there because of Fu, but almost every chance they get, they run off and like try to leave her or do something like not permanently, but it's just all like, well, what are we going to do? And they just run off because most of her stuff is revolving around her stomach. She's always wanting to eat. She's constantly hungry. And so for the several episodes, that's the only thing they're doing is when they find money is eating themselves silly, like just eating so much.
Wow.
Yeah.
How can someone stay hungry and like still have the anime shaped body? I don't understand. Like,
Well, in this show, it shows her as like this big chubby girl
okay,
for
fair.
the extent of after she ate, and then it okay.
Like in One Piece, how after Luffy eats, he looks like a balloon, and then they go into battle, and he's like skinny and like slim again.
Yeah, there was one episode where they ate, and like both of Mugen and Jin's bellies look like they're pregnant because they ate so much. And the show has a lot of debate points, like who's the better fighter, because you have Mugen and Jin, and they fight at the beginning, but
it's at a draw,
and there's never ever a ending showdown. You know, they both beat the big bad guy that they that shows up, and you know they both survive those, but they never really fight each other. So it just kind of leaves on, are they equals, or comes down to who you feel is the better fighter.
I think it's just picking favorites at this point.
If I had one bad thing to point out, is they could have developed Fu's character a little bit more. Like, you do learn a lot of the backstory of Jin and Mugen, but you hear some of her backstory where she talks and you find out who the samurai that smells like sunflowers is. She doesn't get the development as a character that she really needs. You know, some people also feel like the ending is too abrupt. I liked it because it was one of those, they didn't drag it on. It didn't run until it was just a bad anime, which there are plenty of those where...
One Piece doesn't do that, guys. It's long, but it does not do that.
But yeah, there are plenty that are like, oh, this thing could have... Well, and not just an anime. There's plenty of movies and shows that it's like they could have very well ended 2 seasons ago and all that. So, but this one ended quickly. There's some funny moments in it, like some really funny ones. Like there's a baseball scene where they're fighting.
There's no rules. The dogs can't play baseball.
Yeah, exactly. There's a dog, and they're like, can a dog play? And they're like, well, there's nothing in the rule book that says they can't. And
reference to that one movie. It's like, there's nothing that says dogs can't play basketball.
And I mean, there's one where Mugen accidentally joins a cult. Like, he doesn't realize it.
For who?
Just these people that are like, we're going to fight the shogunate, and it turns out that they were growing drugs, and really that's all they did. Like, they weren't really even...
It's like, guys, we're gonna go fight this bad guy. What? What are we doing?
But
how do you accidentally join one of those?
Yeah, you just have to see the episode. It's pretty funny because the crop gets caught on fire and everything.
Oh God, they're all gonna die.
And then, you know, not only the funny, and like the fight scenes are really cool because of the music, and just they're really well done.
Is the screen like continuously shaking?
No, but it's good. Fu like writes a letter at the end, and it's one of those that it's like you're trying not to get choked up on, and while it's being read. But
choked up on what?
Like, just it's sad.
Oh.
It's kind of like, oh, everything is coming to an end. It ends on a serious note, you know?
And if it ends on a funny note, you're like, it just ends like that. But if it ends on a sad note, you're like, why'd you end it like that?
Yeah.
There's no happy ending to anime.
There's ones that I do that only I've watched, and ones that only you've watched. And we need to circle around sometime and like have you watch the series or have me watch a series and then kind of give my take on it, and then we can debate or talk about
That's why
things.
we both need to finish Tokyo Adventures. Mom needs to let me watch it.
Yeah.
It's just for the podcast, Mom. It's okay. Let me watch it.
But at this point, we're going to be doing something a little bit new here. We are going to actually cut to an ad break. We've never had an ad break. I'm sure a lot of y'all realized last episode we did have one, but I just kind of shoehorned it in there. So this time we're just going to give you all a heads up that we're going to do ads, and then we will be back after that for the quiz.
Oh, I'm going to fail this. Or you are. I don't know who's giving it.
Oh, I am.
Okay.
And I think you'll like it, though.
Oh,
we'll be back in just a minute.
Hey, fellow anime fans, it's Dexi. If you're loving Weeb and a Half and want to help support the show, you should totally check out our Patreon. Not only will you be helping us keep the podcast going, but you'll also get some awesome perks like bonus episodes, access to the Discord, and even a shout out in an episode. Basically, you'll get more anime talk, more laughs, and maybe even more of Dad's terrible takes. Trust me, it's worth it. So if you want to join our little anime family and get some exclusive goodies, head over to patreon.com/weebandahalf and check it out. Thanks for the support, and as always, stay weeby.
So we're back, and it's going to be the quiz time. And what this one, calling on two of Dexi's strengths here. So maybe if she doesn't get the one part, she can get the other. But this is called the crossover challenge, or crossover chaos, as I'm calling it.
Okay.
And the crossover is K-pop and anime.
Oh, I'm good at these.
The premise of this is I'm going to ask you a question, and it's either going to be based on the intersection of K-pop and anime that they've been in or have done. I've got quite a few here because I feel like you would find this one fun, so I went kind of over the top on it. So let's just jump into it here. And the first question is, which K-pop group performed the opening song Bluebird for Naruto Shippuden?
There's a K-pop group that did that? Oh, I don't know their name, but I followed them on Spotify. It has some, doesn't it?
Nope, it's really short. But I've got 10 of these, so you don't have to think too hard.
I don't know.
It's Icon.
It was Icon?
Yeah, Icon.
I've only listened to their songs because of Kingdom. That's like the only time I've ever heard them. So, I mean, I probably wouldn't know that.
All right. And TXT, also known as Tomorrow X Together, or
Tomorrow by
Together,
Bye.
Yeah, performed an opening song for which anime? Would you like the options?
Yeah.
A, Jujutsu Kaisen. B, Black Clover. C, One Piece. Or D, Attack on Titan. I feel like you might be able to do this with process of elimination.
I don't feel like it's One Piece. Like, I mean, that's a One Piece. There's 26 intros, Dad. I don't know.
I can give you the name of the song if you feel like that would help.
Okay.
It's Everlasting Shine. Too long.
I don't know.
It was Black Clover.
Well, I don't watch that one.
Yeah, I've never watched Black
Hazel
Clover.
got the books and I tried to read it and I just couldn't. It wasn't my thing.
All right. Which anime features a theme song by BTS's Jungkook?
Yeah, Jungkook.
Okay. Called Stay Alive.
Do you have like options?
I was about to say. A, Solo Leveling. B, Attack on Titan. C, Chainsaw Man. Or D, Seven Fates Choco.
My brain is going towards Solo Leveling because it is Korean, but I don't know because it was a manhwa before it was an anime, so it is Korean.
Yeah, but nope, that is wrong.
My God,
it is
these are all
Seven
too hard.
Fates Choco, which is a BTS-inspired web cartoon.
What, webtoon?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's called Seven Fates, Chocto, or Choco. All right. Man, I'm glad I did a bunch of these. So
Yeah, you should be.
Which K-pop group performed Top and Slump?
Stray Kids.
Yep, for the opening and ending themes of Tower of God.
I watched it and I remember in the credits it said Bang Chan Han and Changbin because I remember knowing that they made the intro and I was like, that's so cool.
Blackpink Lisa is known to be a huge fan of which anime? Would you like the options? Yeah. A, One Piece. B, Demon Slayer. C, Naruto. Or D, My Hero Academia.
Look like a My Hero Academia fan though. God. Born in 1997. But it doesn't really matter because I was like trying to see how old would she be when these animes were even made. Can you let's see them one more time?
One Piece, Demon Slayer, Naruto, and My Hero Academia.
One Piece?
That's it. I mean, I feel like statistically that should have been the answer to go with since, it is one of the most popular.
Yeah, it's one of the. It is the. Changed my mind.
All right. Now, question number 6. Mm-hmm. You're on a roll now. So, ATEEZ contributed the song Bouncy, K-Hot Chili Peppers, to which anime's soundtrack? Would you like?
Yeah, I know the dance and the song. But
Solo Leveling, Bleach, One Punch Man, and Sword Art Online.
Solo Leveling?
That is it.
It's Korean. I'm like, just go with the Korean one. Just go with the Korean one.
All right, number 7. Twice's song Breakthrough was used as an anime theme song for which show?
I don't know that song.
Yeah, this is going to be a hard one. I'm not going to lie. The choices are Detective Conan, Sailor Moon Crystal, Boruto.
Boruto.
and re:0.
Re:Zero, you mean? Oh dear. Ugh. Why did you do this to me? What's wrong with you?
Well, we still have 3 after this, so
It doesn't sound like a Boruto song.
it probably because it isn't.
Okay, that's nice. Okay, can you listen to the other ones then?
Detective Conan, Sailor Moon Crystal, and Re:Zero.
Sailor Moon?
Nope.
Okay, I'm like,
Nope,
girly
it's
one?
Detective Conan.
I don't know what
And
that
I've
is.
never seen that nor heard of that one as well, so don't feel bad.
Okay, that's nice. Nice to know.
Which anime features a theme song by Shinny's Taemin?
Shiny?
Shiny?
Is it SHINEE?
Yes, but
Yeah.
Shin is all capitals, so I would say that it would
It's
be
shiny.
Shin-E.
Shiny.
That's what you say.
That's what they say, Dad. Change my
But-
mind.
By, Chinese Taemin, which there's Haiku, which I say that because there's always exclamations at the
It's
end.
just Haikyuu.
Attack on Titan, Black Clover, Sword Art Online.
Is there the name of the song?
Independent.
Haikyuu?
Nope, it is Sword Art
Okay,
Online.
well, I don't listen to Shiny besides that one song that was made into a meme called Ring Ding Dong. And it was made into a meme, so I have it saved, and that's like the only one.
And okay, number 9. G-Idol or G-Idol
G-Idol.
performed an original song called Karma for which anime? Jujutsu Kaisen, Solo Leveling, Demon Slayer, or One Piece?
I don't think it's One Piece. Because I don't think there'd be a song called Karma in One Piece in the first place. What were the other one?
Jujutsu Kaisen, Solo Leveling, and Demon Slayer.
It's not Demon Slayer. I don't think.
Well, which one do you think it is? That's the question.
Solo Leveling?
That is it.
Like, just go with the Korean one again.
Exactly. It's worked for you this far.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here's the last one.
Mhm.
And I feel like all this is Greek to me. So, number 10 is, which K-pop idol voiced a character in the anime Shaman King? A. G-Dragon from Big Bang. Hwasa from Mamamoo. BOA or Taeyong. Yeah. Or Taeyong from NCT.
For, what was it?
The anime Shaman King.
How old is this anime?
I have no idea.
Okay, I was like, because I know the Big Bang is an older anime, because it's got T.O.P. or Thanos now, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Female or male? Do you know?
No. Does not specify there.
So it was the person from NCT, Big Bang,
Yeah.
and
NCT,
Mamamoo.
Yeah, Mamamoo. And Big Bang.
NCT?
And then there's B. Then there's BoA.
NCT?
Nope, it is BoA.
Oh.
So I really can't give you any more because that's all I have here. So
Okay. I went with NCT. There's like 23 members.
Deeper answer, just Google it.
Because I went with NCT. I'm like, there's 27 members. So.
And there's the 10 there. She did fairly well, and maybe we can start doing some to where we can get a guest on and we can pit the other person head to head with them and see how well they do. And also, I'm sure you've noticed that if you're listening to us on the radio in around Carroll, Texas, that's a buddy of mine, Sergio. He does the
radio station?
Yeah, he runs it. I was trying to think of the term for it. But yeah, no, he runs the radio station there and he's got us on rotation there. So that's pretty cool. So shout out to somewhat East Texas there. And we've also set up a Patreon. So I'm sure you've heard it in the ads. But if you want, you can go ahead and head on over to patreon.com/weebandahalfpodcast. Or is it just weebandahalf?
I think it's weebandahalf, one word.
Yeah, it is just weebandahalf. Yeah.
Yeah, weebandahalf podcast at Gmail?
No, that's our email. If you want to reach out to us, you can email us at weebandahalfpodcast@gmail.com. But yeah, the Patreon's just patreon.com/weebandahalf. And if you want to join a member, you can check out the different tiers have and everything. And we'd highly appreciate it.
I like the names we chose for them.
Yeah.
They're great.
Yeah, the tiers are great. I mean, if anyone wants to become a executive producer, I'm not going to say no to that. So
It's an executive producer.
pretty much they're putting up money to help us do this.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. And also, you're paying for Dexi's college. She doesn't know that yet, but I guess she does now.
That's where the money's going? I'm going to college? At UT, I'm guessing.
I don't know. I guess that's going to be up to you, but hey, maybe you could go to college.
Harvard.
Okay, and then we can do a whole spinoff for Gilmore Girls podcast because I'm sure you'll be watching that a lot more then. No, that's just me being facetious, but who knows? Maybe do well enough and then you can go to college in Japan and watch this stuff firsthand. Putting that out there for y'all, and that's a wrap on today's episode of Weeb and a Half. Thanks for hanging out with us, and remember, whether you're a hardcore weeb or just here for the fun, we're all family. My name's Blake.
And I'm Dexi.
And we'll catch you next time, and
stay weeby.